Hi, I'm Maisie and this is Smoke News. Our first story this week involves Jeremy Corbyn, who will allow Labour MPs a free vote on bombing Syria. The Labour leader has backed away from forcing frontbenchers and MPs to oppose airstrikes and has asked David Cameron to delay the vote while concerns are addressed. Labour MPs will be allowed a free vote on whether to authorise British airstrikes on ISIS targets in Syria, but Jeremy Corbyn has made clear that the party's policy is firmly against bombing. The Labour leader had been facing a substantial rebellion from shadow ministers after indicating he was willing to impose the whip and require the party's MPs to vote against bombing. Moving on to our next story, university gender pay gap decreases, but not for everyone. New employment figures from the Office for National Stats have shown that the pay disparity between male and female full-time academics at universities has decreased significantly in the past year, as salaries have risen for female academics overall. The annual salary gap between full-time male and female academics UK-wide has decreased from 14% in 2014 to 12.7% in 2015. According to an analysis by the student 9.3% improvement, full-time female academics are now making $45,961 a year on average, an increase of 3.8% from last year. Male academics made $52,648 this year, a 2.2% gain. Our next story involves a woman who handed a card on tube from an organisation which hates fat people. A woman has been given a card while travelling on the tube in London from an organisation which says it hates fat people and resents them. Cara Flourish has called the note from Overweight Haters Ltd cowardly and hateful. One side of the card says the word fat, according to a photo posted by Ms. Flourish on social media. The other side reads, "Our organisation hates and resents fat people. We object to the enormous amount of food resources you consume while half the world starves." Moving on. The children of people killed in the 9/11 attacks have made an emotional video for the Paris attack survivors following the horrific attacks on Paris earlier this month. 4 people who lost their parents in 9/11 have sent a joint message of support to survivors of the tragedy. The 4 featured in the video are Joseph Palombo, who is now 26 and was 12 at the time of the 9/11 attacks, Francesca Picerno, now 23, who was 9, Therese Aiken, now 22, who was 8, and Juliette Candela, who now 21, was just 6 years old. So, we decided to ask Westminster students how do they cope with university's pressure and give out tips, and this is what they came up with.
Can I ask you if you're stressed about university?
Absolutely.
Well, really, I tried not to really think about not coping with it.
I don't really have the time to cope with it, but sometimes if I got a spare time, I can talk with my friend about it. Yeah, just chill with my friends. I think that's the only way I cope with this pressure.
Exams pressure you a lot, so for me to cope with it, I mainly just try to relax and chill.
I like to run. I'm a member of the London Running Club. I joined it when I got here.
Eat a lot of chocolate. Well, no. Well, it's just getting organised, I guess. So organising your time, your schedule, trying to make sure to fit everything in your days.
Well, I personally kind of always have the kind of work hard, play hard mentality. So, keeping on top of university work, managing your workload, keeping connected with a lot of important people. So that can be university staff, lecturers, tutors, also your fellow students as well.
Different people have different ways of relaxing. For me, it's mainly music, that or just chilling with some friends. But if I got music, then I'm pretty much chilling and relaxed anyway. So when I'm listening to music and revising over some of the topics, it helps because it calms me down. I'm not always stressed.
Our next story involves an experimenter to be screened and psychologically analysed psychology at the movie session in Regent Street Cinema. After the screening, University of Westminster clinical psychologist Dr. Kevin Morgan and doctoral researcher Irham Sabar will discuss the themes of the film, including obedience, conformity and authority. The Q&A session will be moderated by Brian Bonaparte, visiting lecturer and module leader in psychology. Bonaparte said the mere act of movie watching can improve mood, emotional, serve as bonding experience with friends, social, engage memory and attention in a healthy workout, cognitive, and serve as a food, clean source of fun on a night out, behavioural. Furthermore, both movies as a coping tool and movies as a metaphor offer psychological exploration. So we launched psychology at the movies at the Regent Street Cinema, the birthplace of British cinema. We went to Harrow campus to ask fellow students what did they know about our Regent Street Cinema.
Have you heard of Regent Street Cinema?
Yeah, me and a couple of friends went the other day. We're going to see Pulp Fiction.
So you haven't heard anything about it at all?
No, I didn't know it existed.
I've heard of Regent Street Cinema, but I've never been to it.
Do you think you would go?
I think I would go if the prices were good and affordable, I guess, yeah.
Is it amazing? Is it nice atmosphere and stuff there?
Yeah, I do like the atmosphere there.
So there's a range of films. They do old films, new films. Last week they showed Django Unchained, and they showed Spectre as well.
Suffragette is pretty good. I've heard of that. Harry Potter, of course. Yeah.
I mean, is it your typical cinema? That's the thing. I've never been there. I mean, I think I would.
Yeah, I've heard people say that it's good atmosphere, and they also serve alcohol, so you can have.
Then definitely, hells yes.
Would you ever consider going there, or have you ever been there?
I haven't been there myself, but I heard the tickets are really cheap, and yeah, I'll definitely go because it's closer to go to and it's cheaper than spending like £12 for a ticket.
Stanley Tucci was there and he was showcasing one of his favorite movie ever. So I really liked the organization of the event and everything.
Think other people from not just the university go as well?
Of course, I think so, yeah, because I mean, everyone's always up for movies. I'm sure the price is not going to be too bad, so, and it, like I said, it looks really appealing from the outside, so I don't see why they wouldn't want to.
Thank you, that's it for today. For Smoke News, I've been Maisie. See you next week.